Okay. Hi, everyone, my wonderful viewers, subscribers. Welcome to The Perfect Recipe by Amethyst. Just want to show you something. This is what Friday afternoon, evening looks like after a long week. Probably happens to you too. The hair is frazzled. It's the end of a long week. You're tired. You don't feel like doing much of anything. You're just tired. So if you're like me, you come home, you're looking like this with the hair, and you're hungry, but you don't want to cook anything that's going to take more than a minimal amount of effort. You don't have money to go do takeout because payday is next Friday rather than today. So what do? There are a couple of quick and dirty dishes that you can make where you just put everything together and then let it cook. And 20 minutes later, you have dinner. So, what I keep in my pantry, I keep a staple.
You have two new follows,
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Mitzi and Screw Sanity.
Hi. Thank you, Mixie. Thank you, Screw Sanity. Appreciate it. Okay, I just wanted you to know that this is, we're not going to be perfect looking or be perfect mood every Friday afternoon. I know that I'm not because I have a whole week of stuff happening that I need to decompress. So that's what this is. Now, what I keep in my pantry some staples. I keep, um, uh, I keep some rice-a-roni. Um, I might as well. I'm not advertising. I'm not sponsored by them, but I have rice-a-roni. Any flavor you want. Chicken flavor is mine, and beef. I have pasta. I have Alfredo sauce. And in the freezer, I have vegetables and frozen meatballs. We are going to make a pasta Alfredo with meatballs. It is so easy and simple. And we're also going to put, with the rice roni, we're going to make chicken and rice with mixed vegetables. That's all going to go into one pot too. But there is a recipe that I was going through that I found that I want to try. So that's what the rest of this is all about. It's called a gooey butter cake. And this is not a fast recipe. It might be a good dessert when you come home. Just put it into one pan and let it go. But and it's not a Christmas. I found it when I was doing the Christmas goodies episode a couple days ago, but that's what I want to do today. First of all, before I get started on anything else, okay? Then we'll get started on everything else. Already have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. We're going to put the ingredients together. And it's really basic. We have a cake mix, just yellow cake mix, 2 eggs, and a teaspoon of vanilla that you put into a bowl. So that's what I'm going to do. Get that out of the way. And again, this is small kitchen cooking for the beginner. So this is as beginner as it gets. Because when I was first starting out baking, I really, really, I took to it right away, but it was pretty, oh, let me do something with this cake mix. And there are a lot of things you can do with the cake mix, and there's no shame in that. There's nothing wrong with absolutely doing, using cake mix or using shortcuts. This is your kitchen. You do what you want with it. Nobody else has to know. Nobody has to care. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody or justify what you're doing. So, cake mix, here we come. Along with cats, I have cats and they're feeling restless. We've had a few days of rain and the cats are ready to go outside, but I'm not letting them outside. So, we're going to put all this, the cake mix, into a bowl. Put that there. Just get it out of your way. All right. And it's asking for a quarter cup, a half cup of melted butter, which is 1 stick of butter. Just melted. I melted it in the microwave. Pour that in. Okay, we're done with this. Doesn't go in here. And it's asking for 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Now, remember a couple days ago I told you about my vanilla? This has been around since for about 3.5 years. I started it during the pandemic and it is just as luscious now. It's even better now. So we're going to get 1 teaspoon of vanilla in a large bowl. So this is our teaspoon. Oops, sorry, the green one. This is an old set, and you probably have an old set of measuring spoons too. If you don't have measuring spoons, I'll tell you what will work. Teaspoon. This will work. You don't have to have fancy measuring spoons. So, but since I do have it, I'm going to use it. So 1 teaspoon of vanilla.
Hey, chat. We're gonna hit the be right back screen. I am not suited. She's suitable to be on camera. I'm not suitable to be on camera. I'm gonna adjust the camera right quick so that way you guys can actually see more of what she's doing on there instead of just overhead.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, sorry about the no music right quick, but yeah,
Okay.
we will be right back. Do not go away. Oh yeah,
Is it
a lot
better?
better. A lot better.
Okay.
Sorry about that, chat.
Okay, we're ready to go. Now we need to add 2 eggs into this mix, which I have right here. Now, again, if you're going to crack eggs, you want to crack them into a separate bowl. That way, if you get any shell in the egg when you after you crack it and open it, you don't have to worry about it getting into your dish. It'll just be in this extra bowl right here. So, and don't be afraid to crack your egg. For years, I was so gentle with the eggs. I didn't want to hurt the egg. The egg is in a liquid, a very viscous white, you know, embryo. This is an embryo, unfertilized embryo. So it's okay. It's not going to hurt the egg. So just wham. There you go. Now, see what I mean about getting if you do happen to get a shell in there, like so, just take your egg and go in there and let the shell that you cracked pull it out like that. That's all you have to do.
I'm gonna do one other adjustment. Luckily, I don't have to be on camera for this.
Okay.
See if I
So
can.
you put the eggs in the
Sorry for any shaking, chat.
put the eggs in the cake mix and let's just mix this up. That's all we're going to do is mix it up. And maybe using this whisk might not have been the greatest idea because the cake mix is all going to get into the whisk. But that's okay. That's the great part about this. Cooking in a small kitchen, you can always adjust. So yeah, that's not going to work. So here's what you do. Get it all out of there. It's okay.
Like I said, sorry. I apologize for the camera movements there.
Okay.
I was getting you more wider and into
Okay.
everything into the same.
It's okay to use this fork. I showed this fork on my first or my second broadcast, so this works really well. And it's kind of going to turn into a little bit of a dough. Okay. Just get it in there. This out because we don't need this until after this. Put that there. Don't worry, we're going to be getting to the dinner because it really doesn't take that long for the dinners. Okay, so there you go. Now it says after you mix this up really well, pour it and press it into a 13 by 9 inch or 9 by 13 inch pan, which I have right here. So there's going to be something that goes on top of this. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put it in here. This pan looks like it might be too big for it because I've never made this recipe before either. So let's give it a try. It's just something I found that looked really good because I like ooey gooey stuff.
So this isn't part of the normal quick and dirty.
No, no. This is not part of the normal quick and dirty that I normally do on Friday evenings. It's just something I wanted to try, you know. It could work out as a good dessert if you want to do that. But, you know, for a dessert for Friday night, if you want dessert, ice cream works. Um, brownies, cupcakes, anything you want, or instant pudding. That works. Instant pudding. Okay, so we're going to spread this out like this. That looks good to me. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect because this is going to be underneath the next step. Okay, just smooth it out. That's it. Doesn't not have to be perfect. So I'm going to put this over here. Actually, no, I'm going to put it right there. Now the next step is what goes on top. This is what makes it the gooey. Okay, so we're going to use the same bowl that we used before. That's okay. It's all going to the same place. So you're going to want to mix cream cheese, which I have here. It's 8 ounces of cream cheese. I didn't want to open it because I didn't want to get messy before. I wanted at least the semblance of a clean kitchen. You never know here. And since I don't want to wrestle with opening this up, like trying to pinch it, you know, opening it up this way and pinching it like this or, you know, doing like that, I don't want to do that. No, no. So that's why God invented the scissors.
That little something behind that phrase. Each and every time something needs to be used,
Hmm.
he always pops off with the phrase, and that's why God invented such and such.
Yes, exactly. That's right. And don't you forget it either. Okay, so let's go ahead and, okay,
Also, chat, feel
more
free to
cream
ask
cheese.
questions too.
Yes, please ask questions, make comments, whatever you feel you need to, please feel free to do that. I have no issues with comments, criticisms, suggestions, whatever. Feel free to do that. Okay, now it says mix cream cheese and remaining 2 eggs and the teaspoon of vanilla in this. So I have my mixer all set up. So um, black. Sometimes you need to because I'm still a little too gentle with it. Okay, put in the eggs like so. This can go here for right now. Won't need this anymore. So, and now we need the vanilla again, which I have right here. And when I have the recipe, when we start doing our flavorings and liqueurs, that's when I'll show you the equipment you need. You really don't need much. Okay, and we get my mixer, and we're going to mix this up. Can you see me? Can they see me here?
They can see the camera above. Yeah.
All right, it's going to make noise, so sorry. Okay, it looks weird, but just keep going with it.
They
Just
actually can't hear it. It's not getting picked up on the mic.
oh, good. Okay, but they can hear me.
Yeah, they can hear you, but they
Okay,
can't hear. They can hear
yeah.
us,
Okay,
but they
well,
can't
this
hear.
looks really weird. Like I said, looks really weird, but just go with it. Keep going. It will smooth itself out the more you mix. Okay, I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to smooth down the edges because you want all of this to be in your mix. So put that down there. All right. And just scrape down the sides. Scrape the bottom too. See if there's anything on the bottom. Sometimes that'll happen where you get some powder on the bottom of the bowl that doesn't get mixed in. Okay, so just keep going until this is smooth. Okay. Now it looks pretty smooth like this. What I'm doing now by mixing, you can't overmix this because there's no real, um, there's no powder in this. Okay. It's just eggs and cream cheese, adding volume. So, because we have 4 cups of sugar to put into this, that's what this is. So I'm just going to mix it up a little bit more, give it volume, and put air into it. Okay. That's done.
Question.
Yes.
What kind of volume do they actually need? Do they need the regular volume or the Vidal Sassoon volume?
Um, Regular volume will be fine. If you want to go Vidal Sassoon volume, I totally get what they're asking. I
Well, no, this is for me. This is not.
no that whatever. Yeah, I totally get that. You can go Vidal Sassoon if you want. Remember, you have 4 cups of confectioner sugar put in here. So yeah, go ahead if you want to do that. But really, it's just to mix it and make it smooth. And by mixing it a little bit longer, I just added volume by adding air. And mixing it adds air. So now we need 4 cups of confectioner sugar, powdered sugar. That's confectioner sugar, powdered sugar. Okay. And then it tells to slowly beat in the confectioner sugar. So 4 cups. Let me move this over here. I'll move this up here. It's not going to hurt. And right here, 4 cups. So there's one. All right. You want to see powder fly? You might see that with this.
We might have a culpable
You
moment.
might have, yes, you might have one of those. Mix it in 1 cup at a time. All right. There's 1 cup. We'll get 2 cups. That's two.
By the way, Chad, the only reason why Amethyst Apron never gets hit is because of how many years of experience she's had doing this. That's why you don't ever see it get dirty at all. It's not like she's Martha Stewart. She never, her apron doesn't get dirty because she doesn't get hit because she's been doing this for so long.
Yeah. Okay. You can scrape down the edges after you get all of your sugar in there because you're still going to have more. I can, you know, wipe this down. I'm going to put in more sugar, so it's going to go back up. Do it after you put in all your sugar. It's okay to do that. So,
Of course, I gotta laugh at those ads where they have the ladies that are in the kitchen and everything, making this big elaborate meal, not getting a thing on them, and then just to make it seem like they've done all this cooking, they take the powder and just
yes.
right on them.
Yes, I've seen that. Okay. This is the 3rd cup of powdered sugar. Okay. Now, this is the last cup of powdered sugar. And it looks like I'm going to be finishing up all of my powdered sugar. So I have to get more brown sugar and more powdered sugar. Those are the staples, what some of the staples I have in my cabinet. Sugar, powdered sugar, brown sugar. And we're kind of almost at the top here, but what I can do is just take the rest of this right here and put it in because that's what the rest of this will make it an even cup. Right now, this is just a little less than a cup. Ta-da! All right, mix this in. See, now you're seeing the powder fly.
Actually, we couldn't see anything.
What?
We didn't see anything. There was no
Oh,
poof for anything.
there was no powder fly? Well,
No.
I am very disappointed about that. I was so looking forward to having you guys be entertained by the powder in my face.
It
So I
must be
mix
so
this in.
minuscule that it's not showing up on the camera.
No, I mix this in. Now I'm going to scrape down the sides.
Chat, let me know if you actually saw that or not.
Yeah, I might just have a stream where I'll just show you some of the accidents that happen because there are accidents and miscues that happen off screen that you don't get to see. But I think it might be kind of fun for you to see some of that. Oh, and if you're wondering where I got sometimes I have a southern accent, and where that comes from is living in Norfolk, Virginia for 3.5 years. All it takes is one phone call with a friend of mine from that area and from Norfolk, and I've got a southern accent for days, and I love it. There's nothing like a southern accent. I can tell you that because if you're going to get yelled at or screamed at or get in trouble with somebody, you want them to have a southern accent because you've been whipped very nicely. All right. Okay, that's it. Now we're going to pull out these because this is all there is. This is going to go into this on top of it. Then it's going to go into the oven for 40 minutes. So like I said, just beat your beaters together like this and get all the excess off. You don't really want to bang it on the bowl because you could break your bowl for one thing, or you can get, if you have a glass bowl, you could crack glass in your food. You don't want so do this. And the reason why I know that is because that happened. I did that one time. Okay, we're done with this. And it wasn't fun. I had to start the whole thing over again. All right, so we're going to take this and we're going to pour it into this cake we made. And this is actually cake dough is like a dough. Not a cake mix so much as it's not going to flip out like normal cake because we've got other things in there. Okay, so we get all that goodness in there. And I'm dying to try this, but when the camera's not on, sometimes I will take a dip and I'm not gonna do that. If you are doing this, you feel free. This is your kitchen. You do what you want. You don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't have to explain anything to anybody. This is your kitchen. You do what you want. If that means dipping your finger into the bowl of some really good stuff, because this is sugar and cream cheese and stuff, go ahead. Looks like it's really good. Okay. Now this is not the quick and dirty. You do this on a Sunday afternoon, or if you feel up to it, doing it on Friday. But this is not Friday. This is just because I want to do it like this. So I'm going to take this back. I'm going to just kind of scrape and scrape. Okay. Get this out of the way. I'm gonna put it right there. Put this in the oven, middle rack of an oven for at 350 degrees for 40 minutes. So, and by the time I'm finished with the rest of this, you'll probably have this cake ready. So in it goes,
So put it in the middle rack of the
middle
onion, I
rack
take it.
of a 350-degree oven.
I caught the little slip.
What little slip?
When you said of the onion.
No, I didn't say onion. I said oven. Just because you get, no, just because you couldn't hear me properly.
We'll watch that on playback just to see, chat.
Yeah, if you heard onion, please let me know because I have to get the marbles out of my mouth. And if you did hear oven, then he has to clear out his ears. Actually, I'm going to need this, so I'm going to leave this here. Okay, now we're going to get started on the Friday evening quick and dirty. This is done.
After we've gotten through dessert.
Yeah, well, you want to have actually, if you do feel like making dessert, go ahead and make it with before you start cooking, and you'll have it ready by dessert or by later on. And sometimes you just want ooey gooey, So get that there. All right. I'm going to take a sip of my water. Now, what we're going to do is, again, I'm going to put water on to boil for the pasta, for the pasta Alfredo with meatballs. So go do this here. I already have some in here, so already. So put that here. We'll put this on to boil. I was going to say, you better light for me. I'm going to be mad at you. And you don't want me mad at you. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, she's not going to become the Incredible Hulk or
No,
the
I
She
won't.
Hulk,
Okay,
but
the next thing I'm going to make while the pasta is boiling is I'm going to make the rice, chicken and rice. And get that out of the way. First of all, I'm going to. Now, what I use is frozen skinless chicken breast. This package here. You don't have to. If you have already cooked chicken in your freezer, like the frozen chicken, you can use that too. But I like to use this because it cooks with the rice-a-roni. Okay, now before we get started with the chicken, let me put on my kettle for to boil for the water that required for the rice.
now, chat, there is different types of kettles. This one here is a plug-in where the base basically heats up the kettle.
Yeah,
You have others that go on the
no,
stove.
that's fine. Use that. The reason why I love this is because it's quick, it's fast. Boy, is it fast. My sister gave it to me for Christmas one year. I love it. I use it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I don't want to wait for the water to boil in a kettle on the stove, this is like 3 minutes. So these packages, the frozen chicken, I cut it open. Now this is frozen in chicken broth, so you don't have to worry about washing your hands. The chicken has already been cleaned. What? I'm moving it down. Don't worry.
No, it's not that. Chat, we're gonna have to be right back because we're gonna have to make it look like for us like you're out of the camera view, even though you're not, because the counter is not on camera.
This isn't on camera.
It's on the top camera, but it's not on the bottom camera. It's not on this camera.
All right.
Yeah, so we'll be right back, chat. Sorry about the no music, but yeah, we'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you are on camera, and so
Okay.
is the
Great.
counter, which should have been in the first place.
No. Okay. Most of the action was happening over here, so we're okay. So I have a double box of this rice. So I'm going to use probably about four chicken breasts from this package. Again, you don't have to worry about washing your hands after you touch it because it's already been washed. It is raw chicken, but it's been frozen in a broth. So this liquid that's in this bag here, this is broth. It's not water or chicken, you know, stuff. It's chicken juice. It's broth, chicken broth.
You don't
So
mind if your head is actually cut off, do you?
I do.
Well, not your head, not here, not here,
Uh-huh.
here. Your face is
Yeah.
still on there, but yeah, when you get closer to the camera, the top of your head's cut
Okay,
off.
well, I'm going to go ahead and we'll cut this chicken up into little pieces.
Yeah, fine knife work right there.
Hmm.
And sorry if I'm speaking too much.
No, actually, I appreciate it because you think of things that I don't think of that people may want to know, and I actually need you for these. But this is part yours too. So we're just going to cut it up into bite-sized pieces because this is going to cook with your rice. Okay, just kind of set that aside on the cutting board. And remember, have a damp towel underneath your cutting board. Okay.
I honestly gotta say, we got these from Walmart how many years ago?
What?
The cutting boards.
No, they're from Amazon.
Oh, they're from Amazon? I thought we got
Yeah.
them off of from Walmart.
You.
Okay, bad. Yes, we do tend to shop at Walmart at times. Oh,
That's something I'm actually glad that happened because if the knife drops, let it drop. Okay. It's sharp. Okay. So I'm going to go down, pick it up, and put this into the sink. And I'm going to wash my hands.
that wasn't because of me, was it?
No, no, not at all. Not at all. Dry the hand. Okay. Done. And get another knife. It's right here. Okay. So we're just about done with this. And the reason why we're doing this, it's all prep work because you're going to put all this into this pan. See, and this is kind of nice because it comes pretty much, I don't even know if you even have to cut this because, you just kind of pull it.
I kind of like you using the knife because it shows off your amazing knife skills.
Oh, I don't have knife skills. I have basic. You know who has knife skills? My sister, my youngest sister.
She's gonna love
Actually,
hearing
both
that.
sisters, but the youngest sister, she's the one with the knife skills. She's the one who gave me the idea to have this wet cloth underneath the cutting board so this cutting board doesn't slide. For me, that was a 2 + 2 = 4 moment. Why didn't I think of that? Because she's the expert and I'm not. Okay, one more. We're going to put 4 of these. See, that kettle is already boiling and it'll turn itself off. That's why I love even more. I don't have to worry about it. Once it reaches the boiling point, it will turn itself off. I love this thing. And this is where I'm really fortunate because I have great brothers and sisters who give me things that are practical that I don't think I need. It didn't even occur to me that I needed until I actually needed it. It was great. So this is ready. I'm going to set this aside. Okay, I'm going to put the knife in the sink here. Now I'm going to wash my hands because although you don't, this chicken is in broth, it's already been cleaned. It's still raw chicken, and I still feel like I have to wash my hands. So just to
It's
be
also
safe,
it's good
just to be
sanitary
safe.
practice too.
Well, yeah, and just to be safe because the food products nowadays, who knows? Okay, see, it turned itself off. Okay, now we're going to get the started with the macaroni. So it's asking for 1/2 cup of butter. I'm going to turn the heat on, put this timer on. Okay, I put the timer. I forgot to put the timer on the stove. It's 40 minutes. If that happens to you, put the timer on and the product is still in the oven. Put the timer on for 30 minutes or the lowest denominator, and then check it because I lost track of time. I'm saying it's going to be another 30 minutes. Okay. So it asks for 1/2 cup of butter, but you kind of this is actually, is it 1/2 cup? No, I'm sorry. Reads here 1/4 cup. That's a lot of butter. This whole cube is 1/4 cup. So I'm going to cut it in half and put that in the pan to melt down.
Chat, after the last stream we had, Amethyst and I actually got into a discussion about this.
Okay, now I'm going to add my water is boiling for the pasta, so I'm going to put the pasta in the boiling water.
Yes. When I was growing up, it wasn't called a cube of butter; it was called a stick. And apparently, as Amethyst was growing up, it was called a cube.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
two different ways of being raised as to what to be as
Mm-hmm.
to what to
Yeah.
call it.
And I'm thinking it's because of the town that I was raised in.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is cooking right now. We're going to use a spoon and just kind of stir things around a little.
Oh wow, that butter right there, because that's what's on camera. That is just
Hmm.
turning into a perfect circle right there, practically.
Yes. Very good. Just stir this around. This pasta is going to cook it to package directions, which is about 10 to 12 minutes. I'm going to check this after 10 minutes. Okay, you're moving along nicely. Spread it around a little, get it really melting. Oh, and here's a trick. If you have pasta and it's starting to boil over, I mean, you're getting a lot of foam, you're starting to boil over, take a wooden spoon. Always nice to have one of these, like 10 cents. Put it over your pot. The foam will go away. It will not boil over. But I'm not boiling over here, so I'm not going to do that. Okay. So now I'm going to put this rice in here. We have to brown the rice. And I think that's what's unique, why this is so unique is because you brown the rice and then you add your ingredients. Okay, and keep an eye on this. This cooks really fast. Okay.
So how's the other one look since that's not actually on camera?
What?
The one you're stirring right now is on camera.
Yeah.
The other pot is actually not. So how does that actually look?
This is what it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah. So you just let it boil for 10 minutes and then check the doneness.
Also, you want to handle the pot with a
Yeah, the handle isn't hot, but if you're going to actually handle pots, you do want to have a pot holder to hold it.
yeah.
I don't do that because my tolerance for um, pots is pretty high. So what might burn somebody else could not be a problem for me. So always, 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 and thank you for the suggestion. Use your pot holder. Now, when this comes to be drained, yeah, I'm going to be using the pot holder. Okay, just let this. Okay, there. Now we have the chicken ready. We're not going to put the chicken in until this is ready, and this is almost ready right now. Okay, so this is asking for 5 cups of water. Now it doesn't ask for boiling water, but I find that the rice is softer if I use boiling water instead of the excuse me, instead of cold water, just because it's faster and the raw rice is a lot more soft. Okay, see, it's starting to brown now. Let it cook. In the meantime, you can get your water ready. So it's asking for 5 cups. This is a 4 cup measuring cup, so I will add another. So let's go ahead and add 4 cups.
Ooh, nice and steamy right there.
Yeah. Okay. Add the seasoning packet. Yeah. Get that ready.
Move the rice-a-roni box out of the way.
Sorry. Okay. See how it's starting to brown? That's exactly what you want.
Oh, Chad, if you could smell what I'm smelling right now,
And it's
holy,
very easy to let this over brown. So keep an eye on this.
that is smelling so good right now.
Thank you. Okay. Another minute or so, and then we'll be ready to put our water in. And then go over there. And remember, it needs another cup after this. So now a lot of this mixture was seasoning packet. You got down on the bottom, so stir it so that it gets all mixed up in there. Okay, now here we go. There's that. Now we're going to, okay, now get ready for some steam. This is fun.
Oh yeah, there goes the camera.
Now we need another cup. Now the directions will tell you if you use the cold water, be right now, but believe me, it'll be better. If you use cold water, you have to bring this to a boil, but it's already at a boil. You don't have to do that. So now this is where you're going to add your chicken. You're going to lower the heat to simmer, and then you're going to add your chicken.
For those that might not have simmer on their dials, what would that be?
Number 2, heat,
Okay.
low heat. Let's go ahead and add chicken in here. It's all going to cook together. Okay. Set that aside over here. Wash my hands again.
I'm doing the
Just
dishes
because,
tonight.
yes, very good thing you're doing the dishes tonight. Just stir it around a little. Now I have to apologize to you, everybody, because what else I'm going to add? It's in the freezer, so I have to turn my back on you, go into my freezer. So now this is a complete meal. Um, what did I do with my scissors? Hmm? Oh,
I'm pointing out our kitty to.
yeah. He's helping himself to the, I don't know what I did with the scissors, so I'm just going to use this to cut this open. This is where you can have a full meal in one pot. Hmm? Oh, right there. Okay, I see. I see. Okay, this is where you have a full meal in one pot. Put some mixed vegetables in here. That way you get your vegetables, your protein, and your starch. Just put it in there. Now put the top on, which I have right here. 20 minutes from now, you've got dinner. So now we're going to go to pay our attention to our pasta here.
Why don't you swap those two because that one's not on camera.
Okay.
And remember, always use the pot holders, chat.
Okay, so put that over there. Put this down. This is very heavy. Use 2 hands if you have to. That's okay. Use 2 hands. It's your kitchen. You do what you want. Okay. Now this is going to require probably about 12 to 15 minutes. So not going to worry too much about it. We're just waiting for the pasta to cook.
Yeah.
And that's it. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to take this extra chicken that I have here. I'm going to put it into the refrigerator and use it for something else. Or I can you can't really put it back in the freezer because it's not good to refreeze things. But you can if you want to, since this is fresh. If it's already pre-cooked or frozen, like a TV, once a TV dinner is thawed, you cannot you can't do anything with it. You cannot refreeze it. You have to heat it up or throw it out. But I'm going to put this in the refrigerator right now. Okay. Need to get you boiling here. Okay, see, it's starting to. Very good. I'll put this over here. That over there. You should see my kitchen sink after all this is after.
Well, we took
It's embarrassing.
we
It,
took a photo of the last one.
yeah, it's embarrassing.
We're contemplating as to whether to post it up on the Discord or not.
Yeah, I don't want people to think that I have a really dirty kitchen because I don't. It's just that it's really embarrassing. Okay, so kind of take a few things out of here while we're waiting for all this to cook. Again, see, you can be doing other things while your dinner is cooking. As long as you set the timer, you're good. Now, if you don't have a stove timer, just kind of, you know, put a little post-it note or something to remind you, go check on your dinner.
Or if need be, they could use the phone on their the timer on their phone to be able
Yes,
to do
yeah,
as well.
yeah, you can do that too. Okay, now this is what you were looking for. See, it's starting to double in volume. So I'm going to take one of these noodles out of here. This is penny pasta. You can use any kind of pasta, thick pasta, rigatoni, rotinis, penny,
A little bit
whatever
closer to the
pasta
camera.
works for you. Whatever pasta works for you, go ahead and use. So I'm going to taste this. It's not done yet. It's not, al dente. And probably another 2 minutes. And that would make this like 15 minutes where you're going to cook your pasta. And this could be so easy. You're going to love this.
Now, for those of us that have heard the phrase al dente before, what does that actually mean for those of us that have
It
no
has
clue?
still has a bit of a substance to it. It's not mush. It's not a mushy, soft
Still
pasta.
hard.
It's not still hard either. It's kind of it's hard to explain, but al dente is almost done. It's like a minute of boiling away from being done. Because you don't want it to undercook it, then you're not going to enjoy it. But and now, while we're in the final stages, take your frozen meatballs. These are already prepared meatballs that have already, I'm using up the last of these. These are just prepared meatballs you can buy frozen in the store, any brand you want. Put it in your boiling water with the pasta. Okay, it will bring the temperature down, but it will cook. The meatballs will cook. It'll bring the water temperature down for the pasta, but the meatballs will cook along with the pasta for the last few minutes. So that's what you do with that. Okay, you're going to be amazed at how easy this is. Because this is just what I like to do. Oh, if you feel like it, put the rest of your frozen vegetables in here too. That way you can have a complete meal. So let's go do that, shall we? Done. Okay, we're gonna let this cook for a few minutes. And you usually with pasta, you want to have a lot of water so that the pasta has room to move around and boil. But since this pasta is already pretty much cooked, you don't really have to worry about that. What you're doing now is just heating up the frozen vegetables and the frozen meatballs. It'll only be like about 3 minutes in this water. So just leave that alone. Okay, we're looking at the rice. The rice is coming along. Let's see here. Yeah, it's starting to cook really well.
Next stream, I'll angle that so we can see both. I'll angle the camera so we can
All
see
right.
both
All right, that's
burners.
good. Now let this come back up to a boil. That's it. I'm still going to be cleaning out here a little bit. I always make a bit of a mess. But if you don't have a messy kitchen, about not having, if you're not having fun with your food, then you have a very clean, nice kitchen. And I'm not saying that if you don't have if you have a clean kitchen and have fun with food, I'm not saying that. But for me, if things are being tossed and, it's what time says sometimes. I, when I'm throwing things in on the stove, it's kind of like a witchery type thing where he will not step in like I'm casting spell or something like that. That's not what I'm doing, but the cooking is pretty much that's what I'm doing. So he won't come into the kitchen during that time. So just kind of get in there. Our cake has 14 minutes left. Oh, okay. You need to go out of the way. I almost turned the kettle back on with no water in it.
Oh.
Yeah, not a good idea. I will watch all of this later. There. Okay. So now we'll just, sit here and wait if you don't mind. I mean, normally, for your own personal use, I'm sure that you would have other things you'd want to do and just come back to the kitchen when your timer goes off and you've got dinner. But right now, we're just kind of waiting for this to go back. And this is coming along really well, the rice and chicken. So, let's see if that can go out over here. And that's one of the things that I like about cooking is having fun with your food.
So I mean, these help too if it's like you're tired from from you've had a long ass day at work and everything,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's like you want something fast. You don't want to order pizza. You don't want to go out to eat. You want to order. You
Hmm.
want to do something fast. This is actually good for that.
Yeah, and pizza can be very expensive. Pizza delivery can be very expensive. And like I said, if you happen to be a little financially embarrassed or broke, and your paycheck is next Friday instead of this Friday, um, this will be something that you can just whip up really quickly. Okay, the rice is coming along pretty well. Once this comes off the stove, I'll put the rice back over here, and we can see what it looks like.
Yeah. And like I said, chat next Friday, next stream, I will have the camera angled towards both of them.
Yeah. Now, when I'm cooking holiday dinners, all four of these in the oven are on.
Can't wait to see those streams.
Huh. Yeah, well, I have to talk to the family and find out what the
what it's gonna be.
who's going to be doing what this year.
Yeah. Well,
Because we have Thanksgiving,
yeah.
my sisters had Christmas, we have Easter coming up, so um, and each year it's different.
Yeah.
You know,
And we flip it back and forth.
yeah, yeah, we take turns, but again, I have to see what the sisters have to say. Okay. Okay,
Looking
that's looking good.
good.
That's looking good.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Aha. See?
There we go.
There it goes.
We can see it on this
Hmm.
camera.
Okay. Well, this is a cool thing right here. So first of all, I'm gonna move this over here.
Don't forget the pot holders.
Hmm. Well, handles are pretty cool. Always test your handles using a pot holder. But once you see this sizzling away of cooking, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that is. Damn.
Okay, so we're gonna take this and we're just going to drain it in a colander. You can't see this, but just put it all in the colander. Okay. Then we're going to put it back in the pot here. And don't worry if things go over. If they start to fall out, it's okay. You got a lot of food here. Now, you can add whatever sauce you want to this. Put that there. I use Alfredo sauce, but you can use whatever sauce you want. If you want to put it in gravy or something, or eat it like this. Maybe some garlic salt or garlic powder and some olive oil. Mix great. Or Parmesan cheese. Anything you want to. You can do what you want. So we'll take the Alfredo sauce, pour it all in.
There's also another reason why we happen to use Alfredo, and I mean you could even can they
Now
use
all you
like
have,
tomato?
what?
Can they use like tomato sauce in there as well?
They can. Yeah, they can use any sauce they want. Tomato sauce is a little bit, thin.
Okay.
But if you want to use pasta sauce, pasta sauce. This is Alfredo sauce. So we're just stirring this up. very, very gently because there's not a lot of room in this pot. Okay, if you can see that. Dinner right there. Took the longest was the pasta. That's how long it takes to have dinner. We're waiting for the rice roni and the cake. So this rice dish is really going to town. So I'm just kind of doing this. And I learned how to do this. It took me a long time to learn how to do all of these. Excuse me, I'm a little sweaty here because this oven is 350 degrees. I said, to learn all these shortcuts was because I would come home from work and I would just be exhausted, absolutely exhausted, and didn't feel like doing anything. So now, in my broke days, when I had no money, I would use ramen noodles, hot dogs, and mixed vegetables. That was my dinner, and that was a perfect dinner. And it only cost like maybe around $5 at the time, and could last for a while. Okay, I'm going to check this cake here. When you're cooking cakes, don't open the oven. See if you have an oven light. Check the oven light. And I'm going to bend down, take a look, and see. The cake is looking great. It's puffing up like crazy. So, anyway, okay. This will start to calm down once all the water boils off. But you want to have the top on it to kind of keep it sealed. Although I'm not seeing that quite with this. So if while you're waiting for this to happen, go do something else that you feel like doing. It's no it you don't have to worry about it because it's already done. It's a full meal. It's the chicken and the vegetables and the rice. That's a full meal. However, there's a little bit left in this, the Alfredo sauce, so I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. Put it right there. There, done. Okay.
So, while we wait for that, when are you going to be streaming next?
I am going to be streaming next Wednesday. Haven't quite decided what it's going to be. I think I'm going to be replenishing the staples in my pantry, so it'll be probably what staples I keep in my pantry to have on hand. And then we might do something else other than cooking. I'm not sure if you have any suggestions, let me know, and I will be happy to work on it. When I was a teenager in high school, I wanted to learn, there are all these crafts that I wanted to learn. And then I'm not talking about the kind of crafts where you're building something. I'm talking about the craft where, like needlepoint and cross stitch and macrame. Bread baking, that is a craft. It is a craft, but it's easy craft. And knitting. My mother taught me how to knit, and I remember being very disappointed that she did not know how to crochet. So when I was in high school, my high school offered what was called a mini session, where we would, for 2 weeks at the beginning of the year, and it was every other year, it wasn't every year, but every 2 years, there'd be mini session. We have 2 weeks where we took non-scholastic classes. You can learn, you can go horseback riding, you can learn how to dance, you can play the piano, you can do cooking, craft, cross stitch, needlepoint. That's how I learned how to do needlepoint, how to crochet. So once I learned how to crochet, I taught my mom how to crochet, and she's loved it. She loved it for years. And I think she was doing it until, she passed away because she loved it so much. But it gave her something to do, something to think about, and it's very calming when you're doing crochet. So I can teach you how to do that, how to do macrame. I made some really great macrame wall hangings. You can do I I don't know how to do a macrame planter. So if you're asking me to do that, probably not going to happen, but I can tell you how to make the knots. And that's all this is really. It's just making knots, tying knots.
And we'll have a different spot for that
Yes,
too.
we will. It
For
will not be done in the kitchen because, I need more space to do.
yeah. And we might end up with some little furry visitors while we're doing that
Yes,
too,
yes.
because our fur babies do not go into the kitchen.
No, absolutely not. They try, and when I'm opening up a fresh cat package of dry food, boom, they're right here on the counter, ready to step onto the countertops here. Can't have that. I'm always cleaning up after them, which is why I use my disinfectant spray so much because at night, I don't know if the cats are on the counter or not. So I'm always cleaning up. It's just something I've, learned to do years ago. Simply because I like clean counters. Okay, this is starting to cook really nicely, as you can tell. Another 7 minutes. I don't know if you guys want me to entertain you for 7 minutes or if you um, want to come back or whatever. I can't really open this because I have wires here. Actually, this is what you don't see. You don't see the wires going everywhere. But I'm going to try because I'm going to serve up get one of my bowls right here. I'm going to serve up the pasta here.
No, we actually the overhead camera is it's actually in one of the cabinet drawers,
Hmm.
and it's actually hidden. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the stove camera so you guys can actually see this.
No,
But
no, not yet. Not yet.
but
I want to show you how I serve up.
okay, we'll do the serve up first, then we'll show them the
Okay.
overhead.
Get a little bit more pasta in there. I think I want to get a little bit more vegetable in there, but it's hard because it's not as much. Okay, so this is how I would serve up this dish. Everything is in here. The meatballs are the protein, the starch, the pasta, the vegetables are your vegetables.
Closer to the camera.
Okay.
Move down further. Little no, like this.
Oh, like this?
No, like as if you're holding Simba for the Lion King.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, there we can see it.
Y'all got it now? I'm sure you do. But that's what I would that's how I would serve that up.
Yeah,
Okay.
we like to joke around, have fun.
Yes. Now, one thing here is I'm going to throw this wet damp cloth that I used underneath the chopping board on the floor here because there's something on the floor that's making me slip. So that's why you have to be very careful of the floor. Always have a damp cloth on the floor or nearby so you can clean up the floor in case there's something that lands there that you didn't know was there.
Or anti-slip mitts.
Anti-slip mats, yes. Okay, so excuse me. Okay, we'll get this out of the way, out of circulation. Boom. Fortunately, we have this one. So 4 more minutes on the cake. But what I'm going to do right now is test this cake.
While you're doing that, like I said, I'm going to show them the door. Uh, I'm going to basically turn off the stove camera and show them the door. This is basically what you guys can't see because the camera is blocking it.
Yeah.
Which is this right here. Where the microwave is, the door above it is open. That's where the camera is actually
Yes.
located. So
And this
this
is,
is her view without the
and
without the
what's
stove camera.
behind this camera is the plug to the microwave. Okay, we're getting there. This rice, chicken and rice is almost done. So thank you for hanging out with me, guys. I appreciate it. One of the things I wanted working on doing is I've encountered a lot of um, sayings throughout the years. I'm putting them into some cards that you could look at or whatever. Like some of the things that I would come up with is and more inspirational, and it's just things that I apply to my life. Like what I do is if you're going to put something on the stove to cook, let it cook. That's one of the things. But it's going to one of the cards will say if you're going to put something on to cook, whether it's your life or food, let it cook. And Another favorite phrase that's going on one of these cards is you might as well go to hell all the way. That's one of my favorites. And it came from my mother. And I'll tell you this story simply because I can. It's my stream. I'll do what I want with it. And thank you for listening. But one time I was with my mom. We were going to the grocery store. There was a bakery in this particular grocery store that was the best bakery in the city that we grew up with. So I went ahead and she would send me in to get these cookies, these particular cookies. She had her coin purse, and we had coin purses in those days. And she'd say, get a dozen. No, half dozen. No, no, it's back and forth. Dozen, half dozen, dozen, half dozen. And I'm 14 years going, I'm going, that got her. And she said, oh, might as well go to hell all the way. Get a dozen. And she gave me a coin purse. She went, I got a dozen cookies. So I've taken that with me ever since. And is it when I'm indecisive? When I don't know what to do, if I have the devil on the left shoulder or the right shoulder, the angel on the left or the right, and they're both in my ear, I just take a minute, go to hell all the way, and then do what I was going to do. Face the consequences, though. There are always, my parents always taught us, you can go ahead and do that. You're perfectly capable of doing something. Just know that there are consequences and know what those consequences are before you do it. So that's what I do. Oh, 1 minute for the cake. Yay.
Little.
And this is almost done here too. So I'm going to pull out another bowl so you can see how I serve up the rice. This is really this is looking good.
Yes, chat. We put we have a stack of bowls in there, and we put the coffee filters actually in that stack.
And this is part of having a small kitchen that you do you do what you do. You do what you got to do to make your kitchen work.
Yeah.
And you really can make gourmet meals in a small kitchen. It'd be nice to have a lot of space, but if you don't, that shouldn't stop you from making gourmet meals. If that's what you want to do. And you can call anything you want gourmet. It does not have to be, from a fancy, recipe from a nice restaurant. Those are all gourmet too, but you can call this gourmet. This pasta, that can be gourmet. It's your definition of gourmet. For me, um, this actually is. And it's quick and dirty. The Friday night dinner that you know about. And when you're ready to put everything away, put it in a nice container, which I have right here. I have some of them right here. These are a little too small, but go ahead and make individual servings. Put it in there. Okay, that was the buzzer. Pour. Okay, so we're going to pull the cake out. Get my other. The benefit of small kitchen cooking is that everything's right within reach. It's all right here. So that's a benefit. You don't have to have everything prepared and crowding your counter space if you don't have a whole lot of counter space. So pulling out the cake, that's what the cake looks like.
Oh, wow.
I'm impressed. I've never made this cake before. It's going to go onto this little trivet here. I'm going to let it cool. I don't even think I have to poke this cake to find out if it's done, but I'm going to do it anyway, just to show everybody how it's done. Get this out of the way. And that's the part of the small kitchen cooking too, is that there's a lot of back and forth, moving things around, your adjustments. Go ahead, make your adjustments. It's totally fine. It's your kitchen. So take a toothpick and just poke it in the middle. If it comes out clean like this, then it's done. Except for gooey cakes. No, if it comes out with a lot of goo on it, then it needs to go back into the oven. Put it back in the oven for 5-minute increments. After 5 minutes, if it's not still not done, put it in for 3 minutes because you're getting closer. But this looks like it's done. So have that done. The rice-a-roni is almost, chicken and rice is almost done. Put this away. 1, 2, 3. This is in a lock and lock. container because I've had toothpicks fall before. Go every. You don't want bare feet in a kitchen that had toothpicks on the floor because you may miss someone. So if this falls, this is not good. The toothpicks are not going to fall out. Just saying. Just saying. All right, now I'm going to look at the chicken and rice here. Yeah,
Ooh,
done.
hear that.
Okay, the chicken and rice is done. This is your dinner. This is 20 minutes later. This is your dinner. So let me get a bowl and we'll serve this up. Actually, I don't really need. See, this has everything in it. Now, you don't have to use chicken. You can use shrimp. You can use any kind of protein that you want. It does not have to be chicken. But I try to get as much chicken and protein in here as I can. Okay, there. Okay, so here is your pasta Alfredo with meatballs. You can actually put shrimp in this too, or chicken in the pasta Alfredo, whatever you want. And this is the chicken and rice. 20-minute meals, 30-minute at the most. You just put everything into the pot and let it cook.
I gotta say honestly that the way those look, it looks like it came from the model meals that they made for the packaging
Hmm. Oh,
that
thank you.
we never actually can put together on those.
Thank you. Yeah.
Those honestly look like
Well, they have professional, I don't know, you call them decorators or stagers.
it's called staging.
Staging. Yeah, yeah, professional staging. Not a professional stager, so this is as good as it gets.
It looks like it was
Thank
staged.
you. So let's pull out another plate, another bowl here. And it says to let this cool for a little bit, but I want to show you what it looks like. I want to know what it looks like. So I'm going to go hack into it when it's hot. It's not going to eat it. I'm not going to eat it because it's hot, but I'm going to see what it looks like. So I'm just going to use a regular tablespoon. So actually, let's dig in over here. Okay. Ooh. Okay, this is it's not the prettiest presentation because it's hot, but if you look here, this cake with this cream cheese kind of topping on it looks really good. You can see that. But let me show you what the whole tray looks like. Now, if you can see where I have the where I've taken out part of the cake, the top looks like it's cream cheese and the bottom looks cakey.
Yeah.
So that's what this is. Okay, so that's the end of the stream that I have for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, or you want me to, add anything to it, feel free. Ask me anything. Say hello. This will also be on.
Yeah, we got
If
we
you
had a
want to
little
like and share on YouTube,
yeah,
get a wider audience.
we had a little bit of a screw up at the beginning of the stream while we were getting things ready behind the scenes.
Yeah.
If this actually does not appear on YouTube for any reason, I will be downloading this off of the Twitch broadcast and then uploading it onto there.
Okay.
I'm not going to be doing the music to go out because not really sure as to what's going on with the OBS. So,
All right. All right.
yeah, we will be ending without music tonight.
Okay. So anyway, so let me do one thing before we turn everything off. Let me put this out of the way. Just go ahead and put it on the stove. It's okay. It's not going to cook anymore. Get your trivet out of the way. And this is your two dinners and dessert. Now, normally I wouldn't use this dessert is not a quick and dirty. It's the first time I made it, but it's a 40-minute process with an additional 10 minutes to prep everything. So That's not my definition of quick and dirty. This is.
The
So
the two meals are.
the
They're
two
not
meals are, yeah, but I'm dying to bite into that. But I can't. It's still too hot. Let it cool. And that's something else too. Let it cool. If you have something hot, you can't wait to taste it. It'll taste a whole lot better when you're not burning your mouth. So another part of one of my sayings is if you pull something out of the oven or you want to taste something really quick, whether it's your life or food, let it cool. And that's all I have. So thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be posting the recipes later on this evening. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to like, subscribe, share. It just all helps the algorithm for me.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Hit
Thank you
that
so
follow
much.
button on both. Hit the follow button on Twitch. Hit the
Mhm,
subscribe button on YouTube.
mhm,
Once it actually goes through on YouTube, make sure to hit that like button so that way YouTube's algorithm
mhm.
tends to spread it out to everybody.
For entertainment purposes only. Okay. Anyway, thanks again, everybody. Have a lovely evening. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Thanks again.